What's up, everybody? All right, we're live on the channel. Thank y'all so much for stopping by. I can't see who's on it right now. So, first and foremost, super new to me, live streaming, first live stream on the channel. So, bear with me. I'll put that out there right now. Bear with me. I got like a new screen to work with here. I got like new software, a lot of new buttons to press and stuff like that. So, it'll get better as we go. So, as always, I hope you all are doing well and in good spirits. Appreciate y'all stopping by this live stream. So, we're talking Flex Friday prize picks on this stream today. We'll be sharing the prize pick screen here in a few seconds, and then we'll be bouncing back and forth between prize picks and props.cash. So, I want to dig into some of these props. We'll make a case for these props, and then we'll get on with our day. So, we'll also spend a few moments kind of talking about the protected play promo Flex Friday. If you are not familiar with Flex Friday, if you're brand new to prize picks, like anything like that, we'll spend a moment or two kind of going over like what to be on the lookout for, what not to do with your protected play. But for the most part, we're just going to be diving into some picks, some props, and then hopefully by the end of the stream, you'll have a new prop that you like, or I can open you up to like some different things. So let's go ahead. Let's get this going. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here and pull up the prize picks dashboard. So should be seeing the prize picks dashboard up on the screen right now. So I got 6 plays pulled up on the dash here, 3 MLB plays and 3 college football plays. So lately, I don't know if y'all have noticed this or not, but lately on prize picks on Friday, the protected play has been a little limited because we don't really have a lot of sports going on, like major sports going on, right? So no NFL, no NBA. MLB playoffs are starting, meaning less and less teams every single week, fewer props. And then college football, we got 1 game tonight. Last Saturday, I'm reading Donnell Jenkins. What's up, man? Last Saturday, you put a Saturday pick on there by mistake. Yeah. So we'll talk about like what not to do with the flex entry, but there's very few plays to go on over the last few weeks in terms of building out the flex entry. It's a little tougher. You know what I'm saying? It's a little tougher is what I'm trying to get at here. So let's talk about the flex entry. If you're unfamiliar with it, Price Picks does this pretty much every Friday where they will basically give you a promo, like a free flex. So up to $20 refund on that entry. So basically it is your first flex entry of the day. It must consist of player props that are that day. So today's Friday. We can't put any NFL props in this, no future NBA props, no plays outside of Friday. So that already kind of narrows it down. And when you have limited sports going on, it's tough, right? So you build out your slip. You can play any amount you want on the slip, but Prize Picks will only reimburse you up to $20. So let's say you put $20 on a 6-pick flex. Let's say that slip tanks. It's terrible. Prize Picks will refund you $20 in the form of promo funds. So you get that money back. It's not often that you get like a full refund on an investment, which is still pretty cool, right? If you get a partial profit. So let's say first of all, out of the 6 picks, you get 5 right. Well, that's a double up. So you double your money from 20 to 40. Prize Picks won't give you anything because you won. But let's say you get 4 out of 6 right. That's 40%, that's not even half your money back. So out of $20, that's only 8. Now Prize Picks will refund you the remaining amount in promo funds. So you'll get $12 in promo funds, $8 that you won. So that's $20 right there. Still pretty cool that you get your money back, right? So and then obviously if your slip doesn't make any money, then you get your money back in the form of promo funds. Now I did kind of find a way to play more money, up to $33 on a flex entry. However, you do have to get some of these picks right. So on the 6-pick flex, you put $33 on your 6 pick flex. You have to get 4 out of those 6 right. So if you get 4 out of those 6 right, you'll get you'll win $13. It's $13 and some change. And then Prizepicks will refund you up to $20. So the remaining amount of that is $19 and some change. That's your $33 entry. You got all your money back, but you have to get 4 out of those 6 right. So if you don't get any right, you'll only get 20 out of that 33 back. So you'll lose money. It's a little riskier. It's a little riskier. However, if you want to take that risk, if you want to put a little bit more money on your entry, you can do it up to $33. You just got to make sure you get 4 right out of 6, 3 right out of 5. So I hope all that makes sense. Got any questions about that? I guess leave a comment or hit me up in the Discord. So let's talk about these plays here. I got 6 pulled up. I got 6 pulled up right now. And I got 3 MLB, 3 college football plays. Now, you'll notice that all 3 of these college football players are from the same game and the same team. It is always risky playing plays, 3 plays, multiple plays from the same team. And because these kind of negatively correlate, I wouldn't play all of these in the same slip. Now, I'm not telling you that all 6 of these plays you have to play in the same slip. I am just going to present the information to you, and you may mix and match, take what you want, leave the rest behind. I encourage you to have your own research going on, and I hope that these plays help out the overall build of your slip. But definitely know the risk involved in terms of like playing multiple players from the same team. So we're going to break these down. Let's start. All right. We're going to switch on over to the props.cash dashboard, but let's start. Preston Stone, we're going to go into Jalen Knighton, Jordan Curley. All 3 of these guys play for SMU versus Temple Owls tonight. And then we'll take a look at some stats over on props.cash. So let's do that right now. You should see the props.cash screen pulled up. All right. NCAA football. Man, college football is a lot different than the NFL for sure, man. I don't know if y'all watched that. I forgot the UTEP game. I think it was on Wednesday, and bad quarterback play. I mean, you forget that some of these guys are like 19 years old, 18-year-old kids playing quarterback, man. It's not the NFL, man. It is not the NFL. So we talked about, we pulled up Preston Stone's rushing yards, and that is a prop that I had my eye on, has since been dropped from 22.5 to 19.5. So we'll adjust this over on props.cash. It really doesn't make a difference in terms of what he's done. Like this year, he's only gone over 20 yards or 19 yards 2 times. So not like when you drop it from 22.5 to 19.5, like it all lights up green, but it is an easier prop to hit, to be honest with you. Now, there are a few reasons why I like his rushing yards over his passing yards. So number 1, rushing yards, a little bit more easy, a little bit more attainable, right? Grabbing 20 yards versus 275 passing yards. I got it pulled up on my phone here, but Temple's not that good. All right. 298th in the country in rushing yards allowed per game. They're giving up 207 rushing yards per game. And then in total offense or total yards, 430 total yards per game, 35 points per game. I mean, they are ranked like bottom of the country in a lot of these stats. So what happens most of the time when you have a team that is that poor, it does elevate the play of the opposing team, right? So like a quarterback who's not typically a high volume rusher comes into a game like that, and all of a sudden they're in play because of the competition, not being good. That is why this rushing yard prop is on my radar. Another thing is Preston Stone does not take a lot of sacks, so you're not seeing a lot of negative yardage here, which is great. Like Shedeur Sanders, you'll see, like, look at his rushing yards. Like sometimes his rushing yards per game are like in the negatives because he'll rush for 50 and then get sacked for 60. And that counts. So Preston Stone, he's not getting hit in the backfield a lot, which is good, right? So I like his rushing yard prop. Now, you could say you like his passing yards. I don't have a problem with that based off the team he's playing today. But let's just take a look at what he's done in terms of passing yards this season. So, 2 games he's gone over. It's 274 on Prize Picks. A yard difference isn't that much, but 2 games he's gone over that amount, right? The other 4 games he's gone well under. Now, we can take a look at the teams he's played, all right? So let's take a look at the games he's gone under. Louisville, major college team. Oklahoma should be in the college football playoffs this year. TCU. TCU came in very overrated. A lot of hype around TCU, but they're a better team than Temple, Charlotte, and then ECA. I don't even know what ECA is. So Prairie View A&M and ECA are the 2 games he went over this amount. Maybe you don't know a lot about Prairie View and A&M. Beautiful campus. That is a gorgeous campus. Not traditionally known as a strong football program. So he's doing this against lesser competition. Temple is about as lesser as it gets, right? So he is in a favorable spot. I think all his props are in favorable spots. But for me personally, I do like the rushing yard upside versus the passing yard upside for Preston Stone today. The next play we had on the board was a rushing yard prop, and it was for Jalen Knighton. So much like Preston Stone, he is in play due to the competition, right? He is not a workhorse type of back. He's not toting the rock 40 times a game, 30 times a game. So you can see here, he's giving you 12 rushing attempts per game. He's averaging 6 yards per game. A lot of that was helped out by that performance versus Charlotte, where he racked up 150 rushing yards. That'll increase your average pretty damn fast. Long rush of 95. Out of 150 yards, 95 of that came on one play. I mean, it is what it is. So let's look at his rushing prop for today, 61.5. That's what it is over on props.cash, and that's what it is. Well, I just clicked back over to Prize Picks, and Jalen Knighton's rushing yards have increased to 64.5. So let's talk about it, because now I think everybody's starting to catch on and play these props. Maybe they were a little too low. Maybe Prize Picks is watching this live stream. Hello. So 64.5 now. It really doesn't make that big of a difference, to be honest with you, because Temple still gives up 200 yards per game on the ground. They're still giving up 35 points a game, and they're still giving up over 430 yards of total offense per game. So Knighton is in play. Now, what he has going for him is the competition today. Not good. He can get this done. However, he's not carrying the ball a lot. So he needs to get this done. Like, his upside is 17 rushing attempts. He could see as few as 8. So, I mean, he's averaging 6 yards a carry. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 11 is 66. He would need 10 plus rushes in order for me. I mean, in order for him to have a real shot at hitting the over here. I liked it at 61. I don't love it at 64, but if there's a team he can get this done against, it's the Temple Owls. So he's still in play for me. The next play that I had up was a receiving yard prop. It was for Jordan Curley. Now, I want to spend some time on this receiving yard prop because it got bumped up from 37.5 to 38.5. But the reason I want to spend some time on this is this SMU offense is not built around like one receiver, or like there isn't one guy that Preston Stone is like peppering with targets, right? There is no Marvin Harrison on this team. There is no Roma Dunze on this team. There's a bunch of guys that get like 3 to 4 catches a game, and that's it. There's a reason why this receiving yard total is so low. because they don't really rack up a lot of yards. Collectively, yes, but one out of the group, no. There's not one dude. There's not one alpha. But let's take a look at Jordan Kelly. So he's averaging 2 receptions a game. The most he's had this season is 3. Now, this is where it gets interesting because he is averaging 29.5 long reception per game. We talk about this in a few videos this week. That long reception in college football is real. You take shots downfield, you can see a guy grab his receiving yard total in one catch, right? 59, 51, and 48. These 3 games, he's averaging 50 plus yards on his long reception. That's crazy. So Preston Stone takes a shot downfield. Jordan Curley is on the other end of that. But if he doesn't catch a long ass pass, he's not gonna rack up a bunch of like 8-9 yard gains. So he has like 3, maybe 4 catches to do this. But 38 is a very low number, even with the bump from 37.5 to 38. That's a super low number. So this one is definitely in play. Now I'm gonna switch back over to prop stock or to the prize picks real quick. I'm gonna show you these bumps. Prize picks waste no time. So over. Now, the reason this is risky, aside from all 3 being on the same team, these don't correlate very well with each other. Now, the Preston Stone, Jalen Knighton, I believe those 2 correlate very well because we want to attack Temple on the ground. That's where they give up a lot of those yards. And if you can kind of just focus on where that production is going to come from, I think, those correlate well with each other. Like the ground attack for SMU should be in play today. And I think because Preston Stone doesn't take a lot of sacks, he's not going to deliver a negative yard total for you. These 2 correlate very well. Now, this one does not, because if these guys are on plays where these guys are rushing, Jordan Curley is uninvolved. So he's not being involved on those plays. So if you wanted to positively correlate Curley with Preston Stone, then you could look at Preston Stone's passing yards. That correlates way better. But then at that point, Jalen Knighton's ass doesn't correlate at all. So make a choice. Pick your spot. Do you want to correlate passing or rushing with these guys for SMU tonight? But regardless, they're all in play. But for this stream, these are the ones that stood out to me. So got some more going on with the SMU Mustangs today. All right, let's transition over to MLB. We got 3 MLB plays that I want to break down using the props.cash tools. So Corey Seager, hitter fantasy score. Jose Altuve's little ass, 7 hitter fantasy score. And then Trey Turner, 1.5 total bases. So we're going to transition over to props.cash. We're going to pull up the MLB dashboard. All right. 2 games going on in the MLB. It's not pretty, man. Like 2 games is not a lot, to target, but it is what it is. We won't have this problem in a week because the NBA will be full blast. I'm excited about that. So let's start Rangers and Astros. Since 2 of our 3 MLB props are coming from this game, we'll start with Houston and the Rangers, and then we'll talk about Philly and the Diamondbacks. So let's start with Jose Altuve. Where is he? This dude is little in real life, and he's little on props.cash. Where is he? There he is. This little ass Jose Altuve. All right. So we're talking about his hitter fantasy score. First of all, it's at 7, right? Minus 155 odds to go over hits, runs, and RBI. So heavy juice on the over. 2 hits, runs, and RBIs could be a single and an RBI. It could be 2 hits. It can be 2 RB. It could be a bunch of different things. But the fact of the matter is, the juice is on him having a pretty good game. So in order for him to get 7 fantasy points, we talk a lot about this in MLB videos, kind of piecing it together. That's a double and a run scored. That's 7 points. A double and an RBI. That's 7 points. He does. I think in order to get this done, he needs 2 hits. Now, the good news is, over his last 2 games, we've seen Jose Altuve turn it on after a 3-game slump, racking up no hits. He has 2 games in a row of 2+. So that's a positive. Now, he is facing Jordan Montgomery, who blanked his ass that first game. Jordan Montgomery looked like freaking Cy Young out there, man. But new game, new ballpark, different Astros team. Say Astros have won 2 games in a row. Circumstances are different. You can't look at the last game and say that's what will happen now. But it is difficult to not think about the last game. Think about it, but don't let it make your decision for you. So 2 games in a row, 2+ hits. That's what we need from him today. No stolen bases. He has 5 runs scored. Is that correct? 5 runs scored. He has 1 RBI. All right, so a lot to like here for Jose Altuve. So 7 for me feels a little low. The Astros are starting to heat up in the playoffs. It's a scary thing. Altuve should get 4, 5 at-bats in this game to get this done. Traditionally, against lefties, not as strong as his numbers versus righties, but the numbers are still good. A little, to be desired versus Jordan Montgomery, But if we base all of our decisions off of BVP, I mean, we'd lose a lot of money. We'd make bad decisions because that isn't the only thing we need to be paying attention to. So it's good to know this information, but to let it make the decision for you, there's a lot that we should be looking at. So we talk about baseball being a game of streaks, momentum, hot streaks, cold streaks. Altuve is on a streak right now, a playoff streak. I think he gets it going tonight. So taking the over on his fantasy score, for me, makes sense. Counterpart in this game, Corey Seager. So this is set to 8. This got bumped from 7.5 to 8. I didn't really know what to think of it at 7.5, but because it got bumped to 8, I guess people were taking the over on this. Let's look at some of his lines here. Minus 230 to go under his hits. Home runs are very volatile. Minus 140 to go over total bases. RBIs, minus 145 to go under. And then hits, runs, and RBIs, minus 135 to go. But his hits, runs, and RBIs are set to 2.5, right? So we talk about his fantasy score of 8. What I want to pay attention to is recency bias here. So let's look at the last 5 games, because 4 of those games were against the Astros. In this series, Seager only has 1 game of 1+ hit. He had no hits in this game, 2 hits here, and then 1 in each of the other 2 games. That Baltimore game is in there. So 4 games versus the Astros are being represented here. Home run. Obviously, if he hits a home run tonight, he goes over his fantasy score. No sweat. But he has 1 home run in this series versus the Astros. What I'm getting at here is if he doesn't hit a home run, he's not going over fantasy score based off his production against this current Astros team and this pitching staff, this bullpen. If Corey Seager doesn't hit a home run, he's not going over fantasy. This is the only game he's gone over fantasy score this series. Yes, that can change. But a lot of things can change. So based off what we're seeing here, based off the numbers we're seeing here, this isn't shaping up as an over, not for me. And it got bumped to 8. If it got bumped back down to 7.5, maybe we take the over. But at 8, now it's like it's a little hairy, right? His numbers versus Justin Verlander. Not great. 267 batting and slugging, 4 singles, no homers, no RBIs, no extra base hits. Last game against Verlander, okay? This was back on the 15th. That was the first game, right? Verlander pitched, looking old, looking like that old ass pitcher from Major League with the Crisco on his chest and shit. Forgot that guy's name. He had one damn hit. Look at this. So a lot of things here for me, I just feel like the under is in play versus the over. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna feel very confident in taking the under on Seager's fantasy and the over on Altuve's fantasy. So again, this is what I'm pulling up. This is what I'm looking at. This is how I'm processing this information. This is kind of what's making sense to me. Let's talk about Trey Turner's total base prop over on props.cash. So this one is in the Philly and Arizona Diamondbacks game. So pull up Trey Turner down here. Talk about his total bases, -120 over, a slight juice on the over. He was having a really good playoff series. I mean, look at the last 5 games where he was getting multiple bases in each game. He was racking up multiple hits in a lot of these games. Last 2 games against Arizona, he's only racked up 1 hit. Now, one of those hits was a home run. So I mean, if you're only gonna have 1 hit, it might as well be a home run. But the other game, he just got a single. So yeah, for the most part, Trey Turner has been on point in the playoffs. His total base prop is set to 1.5. To me, it is the most reasonable prop that we have for him. His hits, runs, and RBIs at 2.5. I don't like that. I like his total base prop. To me, that's attainable for him, especially considering what he's been doing these last handful of games in the playoffs. Versus, there's another thing. What the hell is a Joe Mantiply? I don't know what that is. I do know that Trey Turner hits him very well. 4 at bats, 750 batting average, 750 slug, 1 RBI, 3 singles for Trey Turner. So it just feels like he's turning it up a notch in the playoffs. And aside from this last game where he only got 1 hit, every other game has just been on point. There's a lot to like here for Trey Turner. Game logs, odds, matchup today. Yeah, so for me, looking at Trey Turner's total base prop of 1.5, I like the over on this one. So using props.cash, just doing some simple research, looking at game logs, looking at odds, looking at past performances. I think we got some good props here. I think we got some good numbers here. Now, I will say this again. If you're just joining the stream, thank you. But I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream. By no means am I telling you to play all 6 of these in one slip. Take what you want, leave the rest behind. You may not like any of these plays, and you're going to be leaving the rest behind. Look at that. Altuve just got bumped. Prizepicks is definitely watching this stream. Hello, gents and ladies. So what do we do with Jose Altuve's hitter fantasy score at 7.5? I mean, he's so hot right now. I think you can still take the over on it. But again, by no means am I saying take all these and throw them in the slip. You may feel like you can because it's a protected play and you're like, hey, what the hell? But the purpose of all this is for me to present multiple options for you, include those options with the research you've already done, and hopefully it helps your overall build. So those are 6 plays that I have my eyes on. If you are interested in seeing like the final result of my research, I'm sharing that slip over in the prize picks, over in the player prop Discord. If you're not a member of the Discord, link is in the description of this video. It's free. It's 100% free. I don't charge anything. I don't charge you to be in my presence. I don't charge you for anything. It's 100% free. Come in, uh, take a look around. Listen, I don't know anything about Discords. Okay, this was a request by a few subs, and I decided to create a Discord because it was requested, and why not? It was difficult, a lot harder than I thought it was to make a Discord. It's not like just clicking a button. There's a lot of stuff on the back end, but over 800 members in the Discord right now. It's growing, and it's fun, man. So like, it should be more fun once the NBA season starts. That's a really fun sport for everybody to be involved with. I'm very excited for the NBA season. So yeah, join up. Free player prop Discord, 100% free. Again, I don't charge you for anything. I don't ask you for money. If you want to bless the super thanks or something like that, that's always welcome. But in terms of the player prop Discord, nothing to lose. You can leave anytime you want, but I'm going to be sharing my slips over in the Discord a little later today. I may even do the $33 entry just to show y'all what that looks like. And once the dust settles on it, we can take a look at the math together. So I think that's going to do it. I think that's going to do it for today's live stream. First live stream on the channel. A lot of new things going on right now, but I did the best I could. A lot of new screens, a lot of new buttons to press, but the overall product quality will increase. It will get better as I do more of these live streams. But thank you so much for stopping by the channel, checking this live stream out. Every view, every sub, every comment helps this channel grow. So I truly appreciate it. Listen, best of luck to you all. If you tell any of these plays that we talked about, any of these props that we talked about, best of luck to you all. Again, you want to check out my slip, I'll be sharing that in the free player prop Discord. Until my next player prop video, live stream, whatever, have a great day. And Chavez is